When Joe Bob Briggs goes to the movies, or you or I tune in the television late show for She Gods of the Shark Reef or some B movie, the chances are very good we're watching something by Roger Corman. Not only has Roger made a lot of money through the years defying the critics, he's also given a lot of big-name stars their start in showbiz.
The most terrifying picture you will ever see. Night of the Cobra Woman.
Evil magic and a battle to control the entire known world.
Cover girl models. They may be overexposed, but they're never underdeveloped.
Death Race 2000.
Hey, let's face it, subtlety and intellectual appeal aren't really part of the marketing plan here. These movies are all products of a crazy little movie factory found on the low-rent side of Hollywood. The guy in charge has produced more successful feature films than anyone in the history of movies. No one knows how to reach an audience quite like Roger Corman.
You build tension, and the tension builds and builds to a peak. And the way you break the tension one way, and it's horror. Break the tension another way, they laugh.
Welcome to Miracle Pictures, where they make a picture a week, and if it's a good picture, it's a miracle.
If Roger Corman had never progressed past schlock horror films like The Day the World Ended, or Attack of the Crab Monsters, or It Conquered the World, today he'd probably be the physicist he studied to be at Stanford University. But he gained critical acclaim and a wider audience in the 60s with a series of gothic horror films based on Edgar Allan Poe writings like The Raven. And since then, he's had success in every genre, including space films. His budgets don't allow for superstar salaries, but he's worked with some of the biggest. Heck, he discovered them.
Look at that. The rebels are sure giving it to Frankenstein. Thank you, rebels.
Sylvester Stallone's first Hollywood film was the Corman cult hit Death Race 2000. In Bloody Mama, Robert De Niro played one of Shelley Winter's bank-robbing sons. In his spare time, his character sniffed glue, shot drugs, and generally exemplified the idea that crime does not pay.
When you are working on those model airplanes, you get to acting awful silly.
No, Novocaine. It dulls the senses.
Roger not only discovered Jack Nicholson, he was the only one that would hire Jack for years. This despite wonderful performances in films like the original Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, my God, don't stop now!
Roger wouldn't even have made Little Shop if he hadn't gotten free use of the flower store set. He thought up the story in one evening and decided to see if he could shoot the entire movie in 2 days. And he did.
We want to be free to ride our machines without being hassled by the man. And we want to get loaded.
The Wild Angels, starring Peter Fonda, spawned at least 50 other biker movies. But none may have matched the drama going on behind the scenes of this one.
One of the men from the Highway Patrol came to us and said they'd track down, or whatever one does, they'd check the records on the angels who were working with us, and about half of them were wanted, and they were going to arrest them. And I said, you can't arrest them. I'm in the middle of the film. It's only a 3-week picture. I said, for the first time in their lives, these guys are working on a legitimate job. Let them do their job. You want to arrest them at a later date, but let them do their job and get paid. And the Highway Patrol did indeed agree to do that, and they let the guys work. I never knew whether they arrested him when the film was over or not, because it was mostly minor stuff, like rape and murder and things like that.
Before he directed Splash or Cocoon, Ron Howard made the transition from TV to film as an actor for Roger Corman in the car chase film Eat My Dust. It was an instant smash, and the Monday after it opened, Roger invited Ron over to discuss another film.
He came in, and before I could offer him any deal for a new picture, he said, and I remember almost exactly what he said. He said, I'll make the second film, no more money, exactly the same deal, and I'll do one additional job for nothing. I'll direct. And I said, Ron, you always look like a director to me. He could have said anything he wanted. We were going to do the second film.
How did she die?
In 1962, Roger put up $20,000 for an aspiring young filmmaker named Francis Coppola to make this film, Dementia 13. Roger's latest film, Stripped to Kill, came about when he offered actress-writer Kat Shea a chance to direct if she had a commercial enough idea.
It's the story of a series of murders in a strip club and a woman detective who must go undercover as a stripper to solve the mystery. And I said, when Kat told me that idea, I said, Kat, that's it. We'll make the film.
Once in the 60s, Roger Corman strayed from his exploitation formula to make a personal statement about racial injustice in the highly praised film The Intruder. It was one of his few box office failures. So might he try again in the future to make a more personal, non-commercial movie? Well, in the words of Edgar Allan Poe,
Never more.
A few years